So guys, welcome back to another video. I'm actually out of breath from posing. That's how fat I've gotten. The one thing I've noticed since not having a coach is that I don't check in as often as I should. I must check in now like once every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Whereas when I have a coach, it's once every week, which to be honest in an off season, it's probably not that important anyway because you're not changing that much week to week besides gaining a bit of body fat and like a minute amount of muscle that you're not going to see anyway. But as you can see from the title of the video, this will be my last day of the actual like bulk, the actual gaining phase. So it's my last full day of like higher food, my last training day of higher food. Reason being is tomorrow I'm going away with my old man, my dad, for 10 days, I want to say on top of my head. Yeah, 10 days to Scotland for just like a holiday. So obviously I'll be running a deload. Normally I'd run like 4 days off completely off the gym and then like a few days of like reintroducing training. But because we're going away for 10 days and we're like traveling different places across like Scotland, Western Isles, I'll just be training at any gym that I can find on the way. So even if that means going a few days without a gym and then hitting the gym, I'm fine with that. I'll just make sure that when I'm in the gym, it'll be like a devolume session. So 1 or 2 sets on most body parts, on most exercises to failure. But just the goal is kind of to maintain everything I've got so I don't lose too much rhythm. But at the same time, I really want to wash off fatigue as much as possible because when I come back from that holiday, I'll only have a week or 2 before I start my mini cut. I would want to start the mini cut straight away because I'm at that stage now where I just feel like I really want to, but I'd rather kind of come back, resettle, reestablish my routine with training, with sleep. The only difference will be is instead of my food being where it is now, it will be at like a maintenance level. I've hit peak body weight. I'm happy with where I am now. As you can see by the photos that I've probably already put up on the screen, my body fat's creeping up quite high now. It's not too high. It's not like fat, but it's too fat for me. At the end of the day, I'm 40, top of my head now, I think. I'm 194.5 pounds this morning. So I'm about 44 pounds up for my lightest of prep. So I'm a lot heavier, but that's like the goal. That was the target. So I've hit my target in a good time frame as well. So what I'll be doing in the mini cut is I'll be pulling off about 20-25 pounds, which you guys will see. The goal is within 8 to 10 weeks, but I don't mind taking up to 12 if I need to. But like I said, I'll try and do like an actual weekly episode for the mini cut series. The goal of the mini cut is actually just to pull off enough weight so I can go back into a surplus. Just give me a longer runway of gaining muscle. My goal isn't just to get really, really lean, which would be really fun to do, but I need to stay in like a productive spot. If I get too lean, I just kind of dig myself in a hole. It takes me like a few months to get out of it. I'd rather just stay in a productive spot, which is like for me about 175 pounds minimum. And then also when I come back for that maintenance phase, which I will go into more detail when it comes to it if I do film a video over that time, is I'll just be taking my foot off the gas a little bit of training. So I'll still be training really, really hard into failure and all my sets will still be there, but I'll just remove all intensifiers. Again, just to put my body in a nice spot, a nice rhythm before we start the mini cut. But for now, I just thought I'd show you all like a bit of a full day of eating. It's a bit of a random one because obviously I'm going away tomorrow. So it's kind of just emptying the fridge of anything I've got left over to not waste too much food. So as you'll see, some meals are like not complete. I've got a pasta meal without the chicken, but I've got like a other option on the side just to finish. So meal 1 is similar to that again. You'll see it now. It's a bit of a shit mix. I've actually got 3 meals to eat today before I train. I train at 1 o'clock, 1:30. At the moment it's 8, so I've only got 5 hours to eat and digest like 3 meals. So I'll crack on with the meals now and I'll just show you each of them like as I go along. So guys, meal number 1, like I said, it's a very random day of eating. I'm just trying to finish off everything that I've got left in the fridge and that sort of thing. Usually, as you guys know, I follow a very high carb, lower fat diet. So on a training day, my fat's usually 55 to 60 grams. My carbs are usually 610, 625, around that area. Protein's usually 240, no matter what. Because I've got a lot of extra stuff around the house today, and it's my last full training day, I'll probably end up a fair bit higher on fat and a fair bit lower on carbs. Overall calories and protein will be very, very similar. All I need to do today is make sure that across them 5 meals, I've got at least 30 grams of highly bioavailable protein, which I think I have. First meal you'll see here is a bit random. Like I said, it's a whole bagel, a Warburton's one. It's 3 whole eggs, which is about 15 grams of fat. It's about 100 grams of skyr with a bit of phase granola and a bit of honey and some sauerkraut. So yeah, it's usually a rest day meal, eggs and bagels, but like I said, I've got to use them up before I go away tomorrow. The yogurt I opened today. I've got a whole tub of skyr, 450 grams, but I'll have the rest of it with the post-workout meal, which you guys will see. 3 eggs on their own are like less than 20 grams of protein. So I thought I'll have an extra 100 grams or an extra 10 grams of protein from 100 grams of skyr. And that's that. So I'm going to have this now. And then me and Faye are heading to Cafe Nero. She's now started a degree at home, like an open uni degree. And I've obviously always got work to do. So we'll go and sit like a cute couple in Cafe Nero for the next few hours and just crack out a chunk of work, to be honest with you. I'll bring my next 2 meals with me because after Nero I'll probably go for a walk. Yeah. And then Asda, and Faye needs to go to Asda because I'll be leaving her all alone. So yeah, I'll be the next 2 meals with me, because after ours, I'll be going straight to the gym, which is in about, like I said, 4.5, 5 hours from now, which is a bit stressful because I've got a lot of food to eat. So guys, we've just come to the car and it's frozen over. I don't know why. It's 8:30 and it's really sunny. I suppose our car's in the shade.
It's really cold.
Yeah. Anyway, Faye's obviously really happy. We can tell we've not had a coffee yet. I thought we'd wait till Nero, but everything's fogged over. I've now got to be that guy. I don't know if you guys have like done this yourself, where I've got to go into the coffee shop with my own food. And I know that they don't really mind because I'm still buying their coffee, but I feel like a right twat when I'm walking into a coffee shop with like a cool bag of my own food and just buying a coffee. And they go, do you want any cake or anything? It's like, oh no, I'm okay. And you just crack out your own bowl of pasta. I'll probably like just record clips if it's busy in the coffee shop of my food, and then like speak about it afterwards. But if it's quiet enough, then obviously I'll talk about it there. What am I training today? I'm training upper today, so it's my last like full training day for, well, proper training day for like 10 days. So I've got to obviously like add loads of extra volume. That is unnecessary, and I will do that. And I'll just cause fatigue that's unnecessary, because that's what, I'm just nuts. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. So we're still here in Llandudno. It's quite nice and quiet today. Hayes forever getting ready, looking like some sort of celebrity with the sunglasses on. It was quite a productive block, wasn't it? We got quite a productive work block done. I did record some footage of my second meal. I didn't record myself speaking because it was just so busy in there. As you can see, it's my normal pesto pasta meal with the peas and peppers. The ingredients from that are on screen. As you can see, I didn't have a normal chicken. I was about to buy some more, then I realised I had them like protein pouches in the fridge. And like I said, I'm trying to use everything that I've got before I go away, because it'll probably go out of date. So I had 1.5 of them, because I had 1.5 of them yesterday as well, because the whole thing would have been a bit too much protein yesterday, and I knew I'd have them today, so that's why it's 1.5 and not 2. Protein wise, similar to what it would have been with chicken anyway. I am obviously not very hungry, because that meal was only an hour and a half, 2 hours after the first one. I've got another meal in less than 2 hours now, which I'll show you. But for now, me and Faye are gonna crack on with the walk.
Get a Greggs.
Sorry. get Faye a Greggs and get some shopping in. It's quite a nice place that we live when it's sunny, but it's never sunny, so it's like a one-off. I'm still wearing coats because half the grass is still frosty. It's actually like 2 degrees, 3 degrees this morning.
Pretty chilly.
Probably about 5 degrees now. We didn't get Greggs in the end for Faye, which she's quite upset about. So we went into Greggs and we waited, and I was like, oh, I fancy a Pepsi Max from KFC. And then she wanted KFC, so we went to KFC and it was closed, and she's not the most...
Human.
She's not the most happy. Hungry Faye is not a happy Faye. So we'll literally... I'm going back to Greggs now. No, she's going to go without.
That ship has sailed.
So guys, this is my meal number 3. And as always, when I leave Asda, we are in an absolute massive rush. It's currently... What time is it? 12. It's currently 20 past 12. And Faye needs to be at the gym for 1. For 1. So I need a good hour and a half to 2 hours to digest, because I'm an old man and my food is quite high and it just takes me that long to digest. So even though that is pretty much just rice, I still don't like training with a full stomach. I prefer being on an empty stomach, and I prefer the feeling of the caffeine with that as well. We need to go to Pets at Home as well.
Yes.
I'll eat this now after Pets at Home, and then I'll probably just nip to see my mum, because I'm going away obviously tomorrow with my dad. My mum will get a little bit jealous, so I'll go and see her while my food's digesting. And then I'll go and train upper. I might train some of upper actually, but I don't know if I'll like speak during it. I might do another voiceover or something, we'll see. Just realised we're completely off camera this time. But anyway, yeah. So guys, I am sorry about that rush. I had to go home to eat because I couldn't pull over and eat because I didn't have time. And it's not a meal that you want to eat when you're driving. So you shouldn't eat when you're driving anyway. I had to end up eating it whilst putting the shopping away. So I was like swallowing it whole. So it's literally the worst thing you can do for digestion is what I just did there. I finished the meal about 15 minutes ago. I'm outside the gym now because Faye works at the gym. She's just started now. So I was going to go and see my mum, like I said in the last clip, but she's not answering the phone. I don't want to drive all the way to her to find out she's not there. I've still got my laptop in the boot, and I think it's still got enough charge in it from Nero, so I'll probably just end up doing another hour or so of work now. As part of my job, I'm doing like a master's degree, and it just requires a lot of extra work. The master's is like intertwined with the job, so it's like 3 years as opposed to 1, so it's like a part-time master's. And this is the final year, so it's like a lot of extra work that I need to be doing for that, so that's why I've got so much work to do. That and obviously coaching as well, and I still work full-time, so it's just balancing a lot of things at the moment, but it's always going to be worth it. It's weird that when I'm busy in work, like I just kind of want to sit down and do nothing, but then when I do give myself a bit of time to sit down and do nothing, I feel guilty. And I don't know whether that's because I'm just like used to working so much, so my body's like just not used to it and feels guilty, or whether I know that there's always like work to do in the background and that's making me feel a bit guilty, a bit like when you're a kid and you've got like exams and that. I'm just hoping that when it finishes, my body will actually let me sit down for a few minutes and chill. You guys don't give a shit about that, so I do apologise. I've got my intro workout. No, I haven't. I've got my pre-workout. This is 150 grams of caffeine from Naughty Boy. Just there, all day one. I can't remember what it's called now. And then 10 grams of like stim-free product as well, which doesn't really do much, but again, I've got loads of like spare powders at home, so I just kind of mix it all together. So it's a scoop of pump and it's a scoop of actual pre. And then my intra is 25 grams of citric dextrin, so I'll put that in the macros at the end with 5 grams creatine, gram of salt, gram of low salt. I make sure to have about 6 litres of water before I train today. No, it'd be like closer to 5 waters today actually. As long as it's more than like 3 of these, which is 4.5 litres, I'm happy. By the time you mix it with that and the coffee that I had as well, and I had a cup of tea this morning, so it's probably 6 litres. Like I said, I'll record some of the training if I can, or if I remember to, I should say. It probably won't be much of a video. I might just do like a quick montage in the background or do like a voiceover. Yeah, I'll do the voiceover. When I'm driving home, I'll do a voiceover with the clips in the background. It's my final upper session. By the time I get like midway through the holiday, I'll probably find a gym that I could just use for a couple of days. Again, just to keep my body, well, to keep my head sane, to be honest with you. As for food when I'm away, because people were asking me this on Instagram when I put up a story saying I was going away with my old man. It depends where you go and what season you're in. So for me, obviously I'm in an off season, I'm at the end of it, so I'm not going to overeat. If anything, I'll probably undereat. So I'm just making sure that I'm bringing whey with me. I think my dad's got like a fridge, but going in a camper van. So it's like a fridge that you can plug in. So I'll bring a few like yogurts and that sort of thing, like just high protein yogurts. Like I said, whey protein. Snacks, I'll bring like fruit. Things I don't rely too much on fridge space. So apples, bananas, grapes. Grapes are better in the fridge, but you don't have to, especially when it's going to be close to fridge temperature in Scotland anyway. As for fats, I'll bring a packet of nuts, and I'll probably bring lots of dark chocolate and peanut butter, just in case I get like the ingredients to make skier bowls and that. And then everywhere we go, there's gonna be restaurants. So obviously, well, we hope so, like pubs at least that sell food. So I'll probably end up getting food that involves like meat and a veg and some sort of carb source. I won't be restricting myself. I won't be overthinking it. I'll just be eating what I want when I want. I'm making sure that I get at least like 3 or 4 servings of protein across a day and getting at least 180 grams by the end of the day, ideally 200 plus. And then as long as I'm eating between like 3,000 and 4,000 calories, I'm not too fussed. I don't want to come back super heavy. I don't really want to gain any weight at all, because obviously it'd all be fat because I'm not training. But at the same time, I don't want to come back like multiple pounds lighter. I will a little bit. Obviously with the deload, you're going to wash off fatigue, so I'm happy to be like 2 or 3 pounds lighter. But if I'm 4 or 5 pounds lighter, then what I'll do is for that maintenance phase when I get back, I'll just kind of probably enter a bit of a surplus instead, just to kind of, I want to start my diet around the weight I am now, 194, 195 pounds. Just because if I come back too light, I'll feel weak in the gym. Even if it's a psychological thing, I'd rather avoid it. But yeah, that's enough for me waffling. I'm going to go for the walk. I'll probably get some more work done, and I will finish this on my pre-workout, and I'll catch you guys in the gym. So plans have changed, guys. I was supposed to go home, have my post-workout meal, sort some stuff out for this trip away. I was supposed to like sort it all out tonight, and then what's showing now? My car needs a service, and then I was supposed to go and get my dad, go to Asda, and sort out like any food and that. But now he's just called me saying he's only free now, so I'm gonna have to swing by his now, even though I'm like sweating because of the cardio as well, get all the food, drop him off, and then go home and have meal 4. So it's not ideal, obviously missing out the protein window, bro. But obviously I've had a lot of food today. Protein's definitely still in my system, so I'm not worried about anything like that at all. It's called the anabolic window. As for the training itself, it's actually really good. I didn't do any additional volume like I said I would, because I knew it would have impacted the rest of the session, and I didn't want to like cause an injury before I go off, because it would just kind of beat the point of like going off and recovering. So didn't do anything like that. I'm trying to think if I did anything additional. No, I didn't even do an additional like drop set or anything, which you can do. I'm all for it for my clients to do it, but for me, I just feel like if I'd done it earlier on in the session, it would have just impacted later sessions. So I just kind of stuck to what I knew. My volume's in a good spot for like my recovery needs, so I kind of kept it as it was. As for the workout order, I started with a cuffed lateral raise lying on the floor. Lateral raise lying on the floor. You can do it on a bench. I prefer it on the floor. I just feel more stable. I also feel with a bench that I'm there for ages trying to set the thing up, just to get the angle right. So on the floor, all that faff is gone. It's not quite like a fully side lateral raise. It's almost like a little bit front. It's like a diagonal, as you'll see in the video. I just find that also, I mean, it still fully ignites my lateral delts. It works them, if not even better. I feel them spot on. It really works well with me. I connect really well with it. But it also warms up my scapula a little bit and my shoulders for the next push exercise, which you'll see here, which is the Cybex shoulder press. I've gotten pretty strong at this. The first set you'll see here is, yes, I could have gotten a little bit more range of motion, but I find that if I go too low on this, like an extra inch lower than this, it starts to impinge my scapula a little bit. This feels safe, it progresses nicely, and I'm getting good results with it. So if it ain't broken, don't fix it. The back off set is a little bit deeper. It's a little bit of a higher rep set. It's more like 10 reps, I think, here. And that's just kind of like to make up for any, well, if anything, just get a little bit more metabolic load on that muscle there. Every set I do to failure. The next exercise I did was the incline bench press. This is one of the ones I was going to do an extra set of, but I knew it would have impacted the next exercise, which is back. It's a Smith machine. We just reintroduced it into my training program altogether. I really get on well with it. It was just doing my head in towards the end of prep because I wasn't connecting very well because my back, I had no stability in my back when I had like no fat on me. So introduce that back in now, feeling really, really good. This set here was a bit ambitious. It's a 5 kilograms up per side compared to last week. So that's why I only got 5 reps with it, but a little bit sloppy, but in terms of range of motion, really good. I still stayed pretty tight, and that last rep was a bit of a grinder. And this second set here is just a bit of a high rep set again. This next exercise here is my first back exercise. It was a single arm lat pull down. I just had enough of it. I just got bored of it, to be honest with you. I did connect well with it. I did stall with the progressions with it, but I just got bored of it. I was doing it twice a week. So on this session, I replaced it with a lat pull down. I really try and emphasize my lats. I do disengage at the like eccentric portion of the movement because I personally find that it stretches my lats even more. I just make sure to re-engage and retract my scapula prior to initiating the movement, as you can see here. So this top set here was quite heavy, but I felt a really good connection. So I did 2 sets on that. Then I did the T-bar row, as you'll see here. I usually do 3 sets. It's more for my upper back, and I'm not really feeling it on my upper back very, very much, or as much as I'd like to. So I did 2 sets instead, and then I did an extra exercise. I did a seated cable row as well, which I didn't record, and that was just almost leaning back slightly, just to really feel the stretch across my traps and my upper back. I did 1 set of that, I suppose, and just took it away from this T-bar row. I might incorporate that in the future, we'll see. And then I moved on to chest flies, which you'll see here. I don't pause in the bottom on this workout session, but I do hit failure. I actually do 3 sets here, with the last set being a drop set, so it's quite high volume. And then I finished with arms, which I didn't record. It's 3 sets of biceps and 3 sets of triceps. The biceps were the Bayesian curl, basically behind the back curl with a cable machine. And the last exercise I did was an overhead like tricep extension. I just really like get on with it. It's sitting down, so I'm like more locked into the actual exercise. And yeah, it just fires my triceps like it should do. Then the 20 minutes of cardio. My cardio is twice a week for 20 minutes at the moment, and I hate it. I really hate cardio. I always have. My heart rate's in a good spot still. My heart rate now is in the same spot, on the same level, on the same machine as it was towards the end of prep. So my heart rate's in a good spot for like deeper than off season. But I don't attribute that to the cardio at all. The cardio is just there just to make sure I don't gas out on squats and that before my legs do. So yeah, that was my workout. I'll go to Asda now with my dad to get some bits just for the little holiday we're going on, and then I shall catch you guys for meal number 4, I think, which again is just a bit of a shit mix getting everything together. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. So guys, we are home, and as you can probably assume, I'm absolutely starving. I've been out, to be fair, I finished the gym about 4:45 and now it's 6 o'clock on the clock, so it's not too bad. It's nowhere near as tidy as it usually is. I've got a skier bowl, so it's literally the rest of that skier from this morning, so 350 grams. I've got 10 grams of peanut butter, 15 grams of honey. That's still the best peanut butter in the game, despite the actual mess that I've made of it. I've got a Pink Lady apple, again, best in the game. I've got 30 grams of dates. I'll also have 2 of them caramel rice cakes with some raspberry jam. Again, raspberry jam is the best jam. That's the rice cakes I'll be having. But what I'll do is I'll have them after this, because if I get them out now, they go all soft. And when they're soft, they're like literally, they go from like a solid 10 out of 10 to a solid like 3. And then I've got a pack for Scotland. So I've already started packing, so I've got some waters ready. I'm not bringing that litter tray with me, of course. I've got some more water bottles ready to go there. And then I've just got loads of cleaning that to do. So the non-joys are going away, unfortunately. And then we've got, because we're in a camper van, we've got like a few things that we can actually like make with a kettle. We've got a kettle and a stove and a fridge. So we've got quite a lot of things. We haven't got a microwave, so I've got them little like pots of oats and that, but anyway, that's a different video. In the past, I've made that yogurt bowl a lot prettier than it is now, but I'm absolutely starving, so I've just whipped it all together. I've also got frozen raspberries and blueberries in there as well, which I forgot to say, but all the totals now will be on the screen anyway. So I'll catch you guys for meal number 5. So guys, the final meal. Well, firstly, I've finally pretty much finished packing for Scotland. Like I said, I'm not bringing the litter tray with me. Got some water, got some food. Them pots here, I literally bought for a festival about, it must be like 3 years ago now. So I don't know what the date is on them. Is there a date on them? Ah, yeah. The date on them is March 2024. So I think they're just oats, so I feel like they're going to be absolutely fine. I've got a sleeping bag, because obviously it's going to be freezing in Scotland. That's dirty washing. That's how behind I am with the housework. I've done the pots, but I've got loads of shit to do. For the last meal, which you've probably all guessed by now, I think it's been the same last meal for the last 2 or 3 years now. It's oats, it's 50 grams of them, it's 70 grams of ground rice from Asda. Use a whisk, which is in the wash, just to keep it whisked throughout. I literally put 120 grams of them mixed together with 500 ml of water. I whisk it, put it in the microwave for 5.5 minutes or 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Give it over the whisk, and it's the consistency I want, which is quite thick. I have form whey, so it's 45 grams this time. I have 10 grams of that peanut butter, and then the dark chocolate I have 10 grams of that, which I'll break up, put on top, put the peanut butter on top, and then throw it back in the microwave for like 30 seconds or so, because I like it really, really hot. And then I also have, because I'm absolutely crazy, like a good squirt of them, because the ratio of protein, look at that, raspberry on top, because the ratio of protein to oats is not enough for flavour, if that makes sense. It's like quite bland. That's why I have that. That's my last meal. I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm quite full. I'm genuinely at a stage of an off season for the first time I think ever, where again I can eat food. I'm not like so full that I can't eat, but I'm full enough that I don't really want to eat. Like I'd rather just leave that, go to bed. But you got to do what you got to do. So this is my last day now doing this anyway. So I've got this. I think when I get back from Scotland during that maintenance phase, I think that'll be like a nice amount of food, because it'll probably be about 300 calories less than I'm having today. So it's basically everything that I'm normally having, but minus the extras. I have rice cakes most days. I'll probably be getting rid of them, getting rid of the jam, and it'll be like a nice amount of food. But we'll see. I might record a video, I don't know. And also, besides packing for Scotland, I've managed to do like a few check-ins. So to all the clients that I've checked in a few days early, so that I can go to Scotland and kind of settle in before having to try and find places to have Wi-Fi during the journey and that sort of thing. I really appreciate that, so thank you very much. I haven't got the biggest team of coaching, because obviously I work a full-time job and I've got the masters as well, so I have to keep the numbers like quite low. But everyone that I've got at the moment is like a genuinely really good client to have. I've had clients before which don't really stick to the diet, which is fine, but I've had ones before that don't stick to it and they lie about it. Everyone I've got now is so hard working, so thank you very, very much. I am quite full. If I could probably take someone else on, or maybe another 2 people on if they are like really, really keen and they're really working hard, or really willing to work hard, I should say. Then just obviously follow the link below and fill in the application form. I'll get back to you. Otherwise, that's it for the video. I'll put the total macros here if I haven't already. Let me know if you want to see anything in particular. I'll try and record a video in the maintenance before the start of the diet. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one.